The handsome chief's in the house. That's me. I'm Keith Bellis. Good morning and welcome back to Keith Bellis. What? That's been the morning it's been. Hey, listen. Welcome back to Mornings and Live with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning experience, your live morning show, your accountability partner that costs you nothing. Your daily dose of real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversations. I got the Rap God Rap Out voice today. Yes, I do. Remember, this is an R-rated, sometimes X-rated experience. So if the kids are still in the room, this is your fair warning to throw them, just to throw them out of the room or to go to a different room. Yeah. We don't do soft serve in the lab, just hard serve ice cream here. And hey, guys, don't hit the snooze button. You do that, you're going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who didn't. We are going to beat that drum until the sun doesn't shine. 9 minutes. You know, I haven't hit the snooze button since the start of the show. I'm so far ahead, all of you guys that have been hitting it. True story. Hey, listen. Getting after it here today, guys. Hour one, kicking off with some current events. Yes, Apple's got some stuff to introduce into the iPhone. We're going to talk about it today. Ice cream makers. I know we don't eat ice cream on this show, but we're talking about it because some of you guys like ice cream. Well, finally, the world's moving in a direction where we're getting rid of some of the artificial crap in the food. We're going to talk about it. Yes. We're going to stock some early wins, talking about 5 men's health hacks to guarantee results before 8 a.m. And you know what? Many of them are going to sound the same, but the reality is consistency is often the same day after day after day after day. The morning loop, as we call it, as Keith and Johnny calls it. Matter of fact, it was John's naming of the segment, the loop. It just regroups every 22 hours. Guys, bottom of the hour, we're going to get to the center stage. We're going to talk about 17 ways to end a conversation without burning bridges. Oops, sorry. Squirrel over here. I got to end the conversation right now. Hang tight. Oh, shit. That's the wrong side of the script. Anyways, we're going to help you guys end conversations 17 different ways without burning bridges. Yes, perfect for in that chatty neighborhood. Perfect when you're running into that person in the gym who just wants to talk. Talk. You're like, I got to go. I got to get after it. And then today's deep dive. Yes, there is a squirrel, Melissa, in the Mornings in the Lab studio this morning. And hey, we got a 5-minute reset for the hardest days. And this morning was a hard day. Yep, I was awokened. Melissa, is it awokened or awakened? I was awakened in the middle of the night by the power going out. And when the power goes out in my house, I got this Wi-Fi connected house. And when the house goes out, the power goes off. Well, the entire house wakes up at once. What does that mean? Every alarm, every sound, every light, every possible electronic device comes on in the house at 2:21 a.m. in the morning. Yes, true mother story. Come downstairs to the studio this morning and nothing's working. Yeah, so what did I do? The 5-minute reset. True story. I didn't even know we were talking about it. Well, I did know we were talking about it, but lo and behold, today was the day to talk about it. And hey, we're going to get into Reloaded. Some guy named Bill Maida. Yeah. Delightfully simple secret from rice and steak to ice cream and how he's built lifelong fitness without overcomplicating it. In the focus, we're going to talk about the art of conversation control because every man needs to know how to read a room and steer the energy. And finally, bottom of the hour, guys, we're going to open up the phone lines and get after it in the community corner. We're going to talk with the grinders out there posting on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack. And hey, from your first coffee sip to the last rep today, you got your morning mindset, your fitness, your business game, and your men's motivation. Nation, it's all lining up. And guess what? The morning loop, 22 hours from yesterday, it all starts. It all starts right now.
Good morning, nation.
Keith, John, crew, what's shaking?
Special shout out to Sullivan. We heard how you're getting after it. Couldn't be prouder of you, man. Today is going to be an awesome one.
Yeah. Keith, John, let's get the show started.
Morning, John and Johnny. Good morning, everybody. You guys can join the show with us live in the Mornings and Live community. The comments are open, vertical, horizontal, or join us later in the hour, 431-300-3005, phone, text, or leave a voicemail. And if you're not listening to the show live, well, get up tomorrow and listen to us live. You will enjoy the live experience. Good morning, Anderson. What's going on, brother?
Good morning, brother. I'm sorry. I was for some reason, I was having a hell of a time coming in the vertical today.
Yeah, well, hey, why should your day be any different than mine? It was one of those mornings myself here today.
Really? Was it a tech day for you? I mean, for a tech day for you, that's got to be a big one because this is your jam.
Yeah, well, so I got a pretty electronic house here, so everything is Wi-Fi or connected. And last night, I guess somewhere in the world, in my neighborhood, the power decided to go out. So when the power comes on, my whole house comes on. And what that means is every light, John, every fucking device, every sound, every possible electronic device, my 17 TVs, everything comes on at 2:21. So I'm sleeping and all of a sudden, including my stove, for some reason my stove comes on again. It decides to go beep, beep, beep. And it just fucking, I think I'm surprised you didn't hear it in California. So 2:21, I was up.
I mean, it comes on and like stays on?
Yeah, until you, it's like it's a warning thing. You actually have to turn the knobs off. It's this big it's a big fucking complicated oven. I don't know.
Basically wake up and walk around for 10 minutes and turn shit off.
Dude, big white naked fucking hairy ass running around the house turning shit off, just fucking turning stuff off before Brookie wakes up and Lauren gets up and the dogs go crazy. And then I came down to the lab this morning and then
you don't have like some sort of a power wall that supports your power when everything goes down.
Well, I do, but the thing is, John, is that it's just all these devices still have their own brains with them, right? So you got to, and the Wi-Fi shit, right? So they come up, they got to some got to reconnect, some don't reconnect.
So it knows when these devices know when the power turns off.
Yeah. So I got a Hue lighting system. So when the power goes off, they're connected to Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi goes off, right? So when the Wi-Fi comes on, everything's like, okay, we're back up again.
Oh, so it's really not the power; it's the Wi-Fi that fucks them up.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly. The power goes out, comes back on, and then the Wi-Fi takes a fucking bunch of time to get it all figured out.
So, but if the help me understand, so if you still have power, the Wi-Fi should be on though, correct?
No, but so you're right. So the power goes off, even if it surges and then it goes off and it comes back on, my Wi-Fi resets, right? So then once that Wi-Fi resets, it resets every device in the house. Then I come down to the lab and I get my computer started up here. And for some bizarre reason, my shift key decides not to work. Yes, the shift key. And my password to get into my computer includes the shift key.
Is there two shift keys though?
There are. So you know what's funny? You fucker, man. So and fuck off. And the funny thing is,
solving on the fly, man.
I know you are. You're just giving me I know. Anderson, I'm there with you. I was doing it in real time. So then I'm like, why the hell isn't the shift key working? So I chat GPT'd it. It gave me a list of hosts of reasons why. So I go ahead and restart the whole.
Did it say, Keith, use the other one?
Yeah, it did actually. It said your keyboard has two shift keys. I'm like, I know, Sherlock. I tried the other one too.
Oh,
so then I restarted everything. And here's the funny thing is my password to get in includes the shift key. I'm like, what the fuck?
So literally both shift keys stopped working.
Yeah. So I learned something this morning, John. I learned
a glitch in the computer.
I learned so when I chat GPT did, the answer was sometimes when you reboot your computer, some of the keys aren't recognized by the machine. I'm like, oh, all right. So I fucking rebooted down everything and rebooted her back up, which is why I was about 2 minutes behind this morning. Cause I was like, what the hell? So it's funny how when we're so used to scheduling time, and I know we're both pretty good with buffering, but sometimes, man, like I'm like, okay, I got a 60-minute window. And then when something butts up against it, and then I'm fucking moving shit around, and you know what I mean?
That's like literally Tara was like yesterday, she was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, babe, I said, you got to understand. I said, the way that I run my life in my daily rhythm, everything has its place. It's just this flow.
Yes.
Domino effect. One thing gets fun, and it can't just be one domino. It's got to be a fucking series of them. But there was no fucking rhythm, no fucking water. I mean, it's like I was just, I was like literally like a fucking beached whale trying to keep up.
That was I'm curious, man. I'm really curious. We exited the show yesterday, and you had a busy day yesterday.
I'm happy to tell you. Go back. So with our place, we have the solar with the Elon Powerwall.
Yeah.
When the power goes off, we keep our Wi-Fi.
Well, yeah, because you're connected to the power wall.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You don't have. I'm surprised you don't
No.
have one of those.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't have a power wall. When
okay.
Yeah. When my power goes off,
we have like 6 fucking hours.
Nice.
But the air conditioner won't turn on because it'll chew it up real.
It'll suck too much power, right? Oh yeah.
But we can run the whole fucking place for like 6 hours off.
Well, I didn't know. So did you actually buy a Tesla Powerwall? You actually have a Powerwall? Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually
very cool.
2 of them.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just like these. It's only like 6 inches. It just sits against the wall. We just fucking put shit in front of it like you normally would. You know when I think our water sits in front of it. You know, the water bottle rack.
What did that thing cost you when you bought them?
Fuck, I don't remember. They weren't fucking cheap. I'll tell you that.
No, I must suspect because they're basically big battery packs, right? So they sit there and they're
but it's fucking crazy smart, dude. Crazy smart. Like it basically knows when to store based on when because it somehow, some way it plugs in, it find out where you are, and it's like, okay, we're gonna give you power back when power rates are higher and all this fucking crazy shit. Yeah. But yeah, that's really cool because that used to piss me off too. You know, especially where we lived up in the Bay Area, dude, the power would fucking go off all the time. Dude, it would probably a couple times a month for the whole 20 years I was there.
Well, yeah, because you guys would have like rolling blackouts, right? Or wouldn't they? Like we're managing the power grid.
And then we were also, you know, when you're down close to the fucking bay, dude, the wind gets fucking cooking. So something's always getting blown over on a fucking power line.
Oh yeah.
So
how did the day go yesterday? We got off the show. So first of all, did you grab a 30-minute nap?
I went down, had a nap right after this, had another one about 11.
Good.
But yeah, dude, I was in a different. That was probably the roughest day I've ever climbed on the show.
When you got into the show yesterday morning, I was like, oh, looks like you had a tough day yesterday. You're fucking chewing on that.
Oh, dude,
chewing away.
I was because normally I got my nicotine fix with my cigar.
Yeah.
So I'm going after the fucking gum, dude. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I gotta wake up here. You know?
So you got a nap in. Ben and his partner were in. You guys got some content, and I think you had something you were doing yesterday too. Didn't you have to go sort something out yesterday?
What was it I had to do?
Didn't you have to sort something out yesterday from the day before? Didn't you have something to
the whole vehicle? Everything had to be sorted out.
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. So basically, here, I mean, it all kind of everything falls into place. So we ended up getting the water fixed, right? And the contractor was here, it was great. I said, well, fuck, they would show up with 3 people. That's the way these guys are. You know, travel in groups of people, and half time they don't have enough. They don't have enough work, so one of them's just sitting around.
I was just gonna say 2 of them were just sitting around. Yeah.
So I was like, dude, can I have your fucking guy start, cutting down? So basically, they were cutting down palm fronds, cleaning the fucking place up. Here's the best part. So fixes the water, installs the dish, right?
Yes.
Because you had to be run through the fucking wall, all that shit.
Yeah.
Up to the roof, installs it on the roof, $100.
Oh.
I was like, fuck, man. Holy shit. How do you get
3 guys there, $100.
Yeah. Crazy, dude.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, I didn't give you enough to do. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's pretty cool. So my Jeep, the one that we keep here.
Yeah.
Where the fucking clutch already went screwy, right?
So
if I wake up, I call one of the neighbors. He has a small he works on shit on the side, which he's not really supposed to do, but he just, he makes it really low key, It's in this area. They don't want businesses running out of the area where we live.
Of course. Yeah.
Anyway, so I call him and said, yeah, bring it over. So I go to start the fucking thing. No problem with the clutch.
Come on.
I was like, what the fuck? So I drive it over to him, explain it to him, and he goes, oh, there's probably some air in the line, blah, blah, blah. So he checks it out.
You're feeling like a fucking idiot because you're like, Jesus Christ, 24 hours ago was fucking stressing the hell out of me.
Well, and I was like, this is like short-lived. This thing it's crazy. So I get it to him. He's like, well, it's probably air in the line that it probably, the air probably made it to the top overnight, so the pressure rebuilt. I'll bleed the line. Brings it back and goes, I couldn't really find much wrong with it. I bled the line. I put a little fluid in there. He goes, all I can say is drive it, see what happens. Dude, later the fucking day, it happens again.
Yeah.
So, dude, I'm like, there's nothing worse than having a problem with a fucking vehicle that nobody can solve.
And you can't replicate it when it's there. Dude, I have my Jeep that I've had forever, So every now and then it decides it's not going to start. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, dude. Well, and the thing about this, you can't just fuck, like my brother's like, dude, just fucking sell it. I can't sell something to a person that has a problem that I know is going to pop up. In the right. It could be somebody gets your Jeep, thinks it's fucking great. They're having an emergency. They think you're going to fucking save someone's life and it won't start. Or mine, the fucking clutch won't engage. So, I was like, God damn it. So I got to figure out, I got to give it to somebody who knows this vehicle better, I guess. The thing with it was flawless for 5 years. Never had a fucking problem.
I hate that shit, man, because then you're chasing it and then you're trying. I strongly dislike it because
I agree. I strongly dislike
it because you bugger. Because now like, okay, I have this thing hanging on me. It's the clutch. It's like my starter, right? It's like, okay, is it gonna work? It's because I've had it to the dealership so many times, and they've looked at it. I'm gonna exaggerate 1,000 times, and they can't replicate it. So I keep bringing it home. Like, okay, so when it happens, bring it back. I'm like, all right. Just like your clutch. You get into wondering when it's going to fail on you, right?
Yeah. Well, and I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about Terry.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Girls or a fucking guest,
Yes.
And the thing about it is, it's like, if it was, because it's a pretty nice one, not nice in terms of like a vehicle we would keep here.
Yeah.
The upper end. It's the upper end. Like, we've had Jeeps in the past that, like the Jeeps in the past, if there was the one before this, I just said, fuck it. We'll just fucking keep, because all you do is start it in fucking second gear and just drive it in second gear. Literally, you just put it in second gear, turn the fucking key, and it starts. It's perfect to fucking run around the ranch or go to the Jeep or go to the beach.
Manual.
This one's too nice for that. It just doesn't fucking make sense.
Manual driving tips with John Anderson this morning on Mornings in Alive with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Sterling and Preston. Keith and John are getting after regrouping on our last 24 hours. I know you guys have been working on some conversation starters for today's conversation desk. Hey, guys, what are we talking about today? What's happening in the news today?
We're sharing 5 simple, proven health hacks. These can boost energy, focus, and performance before 8 a.m. True story. We'll share how to end a conversation without burning bridges. Yeah. Simple, effective exits you can use today.
Keith's got a 5-minute reset for when life goes sideways.
Yeah. He'll tell you all about it. Can you have ice cream on your fitness journey?
We'll talk about Bill Maeda's simple secret to lifelong fitness. Reading the room is a superpower, and we'll show you how on Morning Focus.
Before we get into the big topics, let's talk about breaking and current conversations.
Apple says digital passports on iPhone by the end of 2025.
And some folks think the world ends today.
U.S. alcohol use just hit a 90-year low.
And 40 ice cream makers are dropping artificial dyes by 2028.
Running of the bulls is on in Pamplona.
Annual tradition rolls on. Here's what to know.
Guys, that was awesome. Sterling, Preston, great work, you guys. I really enjoyed that opener. Hey, Johnny, remember a few weeks ago I told you that in Russia they said you had to install an app on your phone, like you had to. It was like one of those. I remember we had a conversation with they're right. So I find this fascinating because Apple is now launching their digital passport feature, and I thought about.
America, U.S. has one of those too. You know what it's called?
What?
Instagram.
Yes, well, it's funny, dude.
Fuck, dude.
It's funny sometimes how we
they fucking fooled the public.
It's funny how we just sometimes can read each other's minds because Apple is confirming that their passports are coming to iPhones by end of 2025. But really, when you think about it, right, and you kind of just look underneath the covers of all this, well, of course they are. And it's no different than Russia saying you have to have this app. Because it's just they've gone about it the same way, but just a different way of getting there. Over the last 20 years, you know, the society in North America has seeded us all with these digital devices, and out of convenience, it's just like, well, hey, now we can put your passport on your phone. And I'm not trying to sit here to be a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just offering it's convenient that when the government now has your password on your phone and they track everything you're doing, they're not doing it now, but it's one thing to say you have to have it. You know exactly what I'm saying.
This, what is wrong with you?
What's that?
They're already doing all of this.
I know they are. I know. But now it's like the obvious thing, right? It's like, okay, now we're giving you hey, Mr. Human in North America, we're giving you the device to do it now. Here's the cover to cover yourself up. But anyways,
as soon as they make one of these mandatory things, and shove it down at them, all the shit they're not telling us about becomes okay.
That's exactly it. So anyways, I pride myself with Sterling and Preston and Melissa to find us topics that'll affect all of us. You know, we're trying to find current events and news that will affect us. And this will affect us because those of us that have iPhones, well, I can see it in the future where, you know, eventually, oh, you have one of those paper things, Mr. Anderson? Well, we'd like you to have the digital one. So you can see that that's coming with biometric verification and all that kind of bullshit. So that's just around the corner. Certainly around the corner.
Doing something recently with the driver's license in Florida.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And I think in California, John, you can actually put your driver's license on your iPhone.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. But remember, it was a while they were like, if you want to go through an airport, you have to have this new ID. Yes,
that's right. Yes, you're right. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And then I think part of it was for facial scanning or something. But yeah, it's the continued digitization of America. Speaking of not to spend much time on it, I'll spend 20 seconds on it. Mr. Kimmel was back on the air last night after his indefinite absence, and it was a
suspension, not an expulsion.
It was an expansion. It was a suspension, not an expulsion. And he had a few comments last night, and the world continues to figure shit out. And you know, it's funny too, because I said something to you last week. I said, hey, I feel like there's something going to happen here in the world with what's happening over there across the pond. And sure enough, yesterday, the guy with the orange hair said, if any of those NATO countries if Russia decides to fly their plane into a NATO country's airspace, he was asked, should they shoot it down? He's like, oh yeah, you should shoot it down. So there you go. So one morning we're going to wake up and I'm going to say, hey, Anderson, somebody shot down somebody's plane over there yesterday. Let's go get into our bunker. But speaking of, get this, a viral prophecy from South Africa, a pastor, he's fueled some speculation. Maybe Terry knows about this actually, that rapture would occur on September 23rd, 24th, to yesterday and today, coinciding with Rosh Hashanah. In June, YouTube video Micaiah claimed that Jesus told him he would return on those dates. In other words, the world's ending yesterday and today.
Well, I guess we got to decide on what dimension is he speaking.
Yes. Oh, you're going to go there with me now, are you? You're going to talk about the simulation of the dimensions that we're in, right? Whose strings are we pulling?
Well, quantum physics for it.
Yeah. Yes, dude. That's moving faster than many people can recognize too, man. Quantum physics, it's moving fast. Questioning existence and questioning.
We call it the Mandela effect, right?
Yeah, it's fascinating to me, man. It's absolutely fascinating to me. And in our lifetime, we're gonna see some of the impacts of quantum physics in the world, and it's gonna be some game changers, man. It's actually quite fascinating to me. Hey, so here's something that I know you'll be happy with, and I know I'm happy with, and I think we might have touched on this a little bit back, but alcohol consumption in the United States, I'll say North America, has hit a 90-year low. Let's call it 100 years, brother. Actually, the lowest ever. A new Gallup poll shows just 54% of U.S. adults now drink alcohol, the lowest level since the 30s. So messaging is getting out, which is great.
Well, unfortunately, it's because other shit is coming in.
Well, that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Back in the day, whenever this, the beginning of this whole thing, let's go back 85 years ago in the beginning of the study. What were your choices? Alcohol?
Yeah.
Maybe, I think at that point, I don't know if Coca-Cola had put cocaine on the market and Coca-Cola yet, but there was very few choices.
Yes.
It's in terms of burying your head in the sand.
You're right. You're absolutely right. There's definitely more choices today. Obviously, cannabis is a big part of society now. It's the the reality though is that society is leaning into the linkage that alcohol has that links to the diseases like cancer, cardiovascular conditions, and this is our demographic is aging and we know better, and your kids and my kids. I wonder, do your girls imbibe with some beverages every now and then, or probably not as much like you did and I did growing up?
I think my girls probably, I think every one of my family drank more than I did.
Oh, is that right, eh? Yeah.
We're talking my children, my brothers, my I didn't drink much. I had a small period where I did.
Yeah.
But, luckily I was blessed with having an interest very early.
Yes, I love that. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. Here's what's interesting too, Johnny, because politics seems to get into everything this day. It's like politics seems to be a part of every discussion. Well, Republican drinkers fell the hardest over the last 90 years from 64% to 46%. So
you said Republican drinkers?
Yeah, they drink less than that. So over time, conservatives, Republicans,
they're getting fucking hooked on their own. Forgive me if I'm not correct. Are Republicans the largest holders in the drug companies, or am I incorrect with that?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know that.
They're getting hooked on their own shit.
Yeah. Hey, Grok, got a question for you. Are Republicans traditionally higher percentage shareholders in the drug companies?
Actually, no. Republicans do get more campaign cash from Big Pharma, like 64% on average over decades. But shareholders, it's a wash. Most holdings are through funds like Vanguard, not your uncle in a MAGA hat. Drug CEOs and big investors skew right, sure. But the everyday stat, even split, or Democrats edge it. Funny how the lobbyists don't follow the money both ways.
Dude, it's fascinating. It's just fascinating how it's in everything, Anderson. It's just weaved into everything. The fact you asked the question and she brings it up, like, dude, it's in everything.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts, dude.
It is. It absolutely, it is. Here's what's in everything. And again, I know this does not impact you. And for the most part, it does not impact me. But again, it might impact people in our worlds. And this is one of those, it's like, finally moments. Well, and I don't know why this has got to wait till 2028, but finally, John, 40 major U.S. ice cream companies covering roughly 90% of the market have decided to eliminate petroleum-based artificial dyes. Like, finally.
Good for them.
I know, right? It's like, so the dyes to be phased out include red 3, red 4, green, blue, all those ridiculous colors. But they're going to do it over the next couple of years. And it's good. It's about time. Like I said, it doesn't impact you and I, because I generally don't eat that stuff a couple times a year. I know you don't.
It's not the color, but it's just the color represents the shit in our food.
Yes, and that to me was what was most important. It's just we finally have
drug. We're talking about the drop in alcohol usage. We should ask Grok about, let's go reverse effect, because really, what's the question is, how much less disease did we have 50 years ago before the food went fucking bananas?
Oh, 50 years ago? Way less. Obesity wasn't even 10%. Now it's north of 40. Diabetes, rare, unless your mum was from the fairy tales. Heart disease spiked after the 70s. Same time additives exploded. Remember, processed crap went from 5 ingredients to 35. Like, chronic illness was so quiet, people blamed ghosts. Now we blame the dye in our ice cream. Makes you wonder, rice and steak back then, or Skittles and shame? Anyway, less disease, more mystery.
There you go. You called it.
700% increase, 5 to 35.
Think about that. That's crazy, man.
Fucking nuts, dude.
That's crazy.
Diabetes was like type 2 was very rare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Type 2 is fucking everywhere.
Yes. I know. It's good thing we have Grok on the show. That's really good. Hey, can you believe that? Maybe you can. This fascinates me. Can you believe they still run the Bulls? You know the running of the bulls, and they run the bulls to the streets, and guys try to outrace them, and guys get killed.
Nuts. So I was not at one of those, but I was at a similar ordeal.
So I knew you would have a story with this. I'm like, when I put this on the list, I'm like, I bet you Anderson knows something about this. Tell me your story, brother.
Damn it. I mean, you see some of these clips of the running the bulls where, dude, I mean, those are big fucking animals, and they're pissed off, and they're trying to kill people. Yeah,
I know.
So, when I was working with, in my wrestling career, right, I worked for this company called CMLL.
Okay.
Seco Mondial. And they're the oldest wrestling company in the world. Literally.
Really?
Over 100 years. One of the first ones.
Wow. Okay.
They actually owned Arena Mexico. That was the one where we would fill that thing up 3 times a fucking
Yeah.
Anyway, so they would always have a party for the wrestlers every year. And it was known to be pretty fucking rowdy. Lots of fucking fights. And, like a lot of the staff wouldn't even show up. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway. Part of the festivities was, and they always did it at a small bull ring, right? And the reason they did that is because they put it was a fairly small bull in there, and fucking guys would get in there and try to be matadors. Is it matadors? Is that what it is? Matadors?
Yeah.
I mean, the fucking kidding me, dude? Like, I mean, it wasn't that big of a bull, and they shaved down his fucking horns. I was like, dude, I'm not getting to try to. If I got to get in that fucking thing, I'm going to take this thing head on and try to fucking just wrestle as that throws at the ground.
You would not be outrunning. You would be wrestling the bull.
Well, I feel better off just taking this thing head on.
Well,
that's the fight or flight at me. I was not ready. There was no flight. I was like, if I get in there, I don't know if I'm going to be able to step out of the way. It's just the nature,
So I would imagine you not running from the bull. I'd imagine, like I said, you wrestling the bull. You're like, all right, I guess we got one of two things. I can just see you standing off of the bull. You're looking at it going, all right, you expect me to run from you? Fuck that. Let's go. And you're fucking go time, and you do body slam and shit like that.
I mean, it was kind of it wasn't that big, number one. It wasn't that aggressive. So it's kind of like a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Fired up with the dog. Who looks madder? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I do. Well, so I guess what still fascinates me that it just seems like such a medieval event, yet it still happened.
There was a couple of dudes that got upended. Like this fucking thing got his head under their legs, and they went up and did this a couple of times. Like and he wasn't even that big of a bull.
Well, so these
probably
bull,
like half size to quantify.
Right, yeah. Well, this bull run happening in Papellonia over there is 15 people have died during the run. The last in 2009,
and they love this shit.
I know they do. Yeah. So the one guy completed the course in 2 minutes and 42 seconds, which means that he outran the bulls that go and chase them. And then this year's most serious injury came on day 2 when a runner sustained a horn wound under the armpit. So the bull tried to get it, but missed him. But that's just
see that fucking horn, just piercing flesh.
I know. I've seen some video of that. Yeah. That's exactly it. It's fun.
It gives me a quiver in that spot between your butthole and your nuts.
Oh, the taint.
I keep forgetting the name, but I tell you, that's just a thought. Oh my God.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Hanging out with Keith and John here on Morning to the Lab with Keith and John. We're getting through some current events and some breaking news here this morning. I'm going to get to the results before 8 a.m., our top 5 men's health hacks. And then what I want to do, guys, I want to get to 17 ways to end a conversation without burning bridges. We're going to get to that in a few minutes here, Jimmy, with John. But before we do that, John, Melissa threw a ridiculous topic on the conversation pile today. And I just thought relevant to you and I, because we grew up with this dude named Elvis. And this dude named Elvis who has a place in Graceland. And so some woman in Missouri, this is funny, man. Some woman in Missouri, again, doesn't impact you or I, except it's ridiculous. Some woman in Missouri was sentenced to nearly 5 years in federal prison as she tried to put Graceland up for sale in an auction. Now, I'm not going to get into all the details, but it's like you and Terry being at home, and all of a sudden one day you're like, Terry, that looks like it's our house over there in the auction in Cali. Is that our house?
But this person would have to have the authority to do so.
So she invented a company called New Say Investments. She forged signatures, including a Florida notary. Like she went through actually everything, Anderson. Like she fucking woke up and methodically and just worked hard to scam everybody. And just like you said many times, that some of these fuckers would spend as much energy in positive motion as they spend in negative motion trying to put things in action, man, their life would be awesome. You think about, you know what I mean?
Effort put into that.
Yes.
You could start a real company for that.
You can, for all the effort that she put into doing this, she could absolutely have started a real company with that.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
It is. It is unbelievable. It's fucking crazy, man.
Hey, brother, I need a new bottle of water and a coffee. Can I break for like 2 minutes?
That's actually good timing. Yeah, let's do that. So let's do a quick little break, Jimmy. Let's walk Johnny out, and we'll come back and let's get into the Jim. Let's get into center stage. Let's get into our conversation around. I'm just distracted right now by my wife. She was working out this morning, and I'm just still distracted by that. Anyways, 17. No, Melissa, not a squirrel. My beautiful wife. I love her to pieces. 17 ways to end a conversation without burning bridges. And one of them might not just telling somebody to fuck off. Hey, Jimmy, let's get after it.
Is it possible that the most powerful move you can make in a conversation is knowing when to walk away? That feeling of being cornered, of nodding along while your mind is screaming, it's a silent killer of productivity and genuine connection. New findings in social dynamics suggest that the most influential individuals aren't the ones who talk the longest. What if you could learn to close a conversation with such skill that you leave the other person feeling valued, not dismissed? This is the key to unlocking more time, energy, and impact. Stop letting conversations control you. It's time to take charge.
Guys, you ever feel stuck in a conversation where the other person just won't stop talking? Hey, Melissa, Jimmy, what guests can we put on that list? I think we have a few of them. where we'd get a note from Matty Roof, the host of Kindness Rising at 7:30 Eastern time, and he'd say, hey, tennis match. Yeah, tennis match. Well, if you have ever been the person stuck in a conversation where the other person just won't stop talking, this is the conversation for you to listen to. Because you can imagine, you're sitting there, you're nodding, you're smiling, but inside you're looking at your clock on your wrist, and you're saying, how do I get myself out of this situation? Well, I got 17 ways. Yes, 17. 17 ways to end a conversation with style. How do I know? Well, a little bit of a conversational expert. Myself and John Anderson, we get after it every single day here at 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. So I want to give these guys some tips on how to end conversations, because some might be polite ways, some might be funny, and some might just be effective. Because guys, conversation ending is a life skill. And I gotta be frank, like picking a wife or picking a husband, I don't know if we spend a lot of time learning this, but ending a conversation will teach you how to save time, teach you how to not burn bridges, and teach you how to protect your daily mindset. So whether you're at the work, in the gym, or chatting with Uncle Bob coming up this Thanksgiving, these exits, I am confident, will give you some sanity along the way. All right, let's get after it. Number one on the list, the hard stop. You guys ever been in that situation where somebody has started out and said, hey, I got a hard stop? And here's what's funny too, right? Because if you go into a situation with somebody like, I got a hard stop, you've essentially set their expectation that, oh, so you might want to try the hard stop. I got 3 minutes, then I'm out. Right? It's like John saying, that's like me in the squat rack. 3 minutes, then I'm gone. Not 4, not 5. I got 3 minutes. Good time coming in saying, doctor, do it. They just walk out of the room. Yeah, exactly. So don't be afraid to say to somebody, and I will often do it, going to a meeting, guys, to say, hey, guys, just to preface our time together, I know we scheduled 20 minutes here today, but I got a hard stop at 15 minutes. Use the hard stop And actually, tell you something I've learned. When you obsess, let me rephrase this. When you obsess over somebody else's time, the respect they give you back is incredible. How do I know? I've tried it. Do it. Just say to somebody, hey, I'm respectful of your time. I know you got an appointment to get to. Here's what we got to do. Hard stop. Number one, polite and respectful. Number two, the scheduled out. Yep. I got to hop out to a call. And yes, it might be a little bit of a white lie, but sometimes it's the best thing to do. So even if that call is just my coffee machine, it is okay to say, I have a scheduled call, especially if you're going into a conversation with somebody who you know is a talker, right? A time sucker, where they suck the time out of you and they suck the energy out of the conversation. Another way to get about ending a conversation positively without burning a bridge is to do the summarize and close. So Keith and John are having a back and forth, and he might say to me, you know, Keith, that's a good point. Tell you what, I got to rock and roll, man. Let's continue later. So here's what he's done. He's addressed me. He's acknowledged that there's a good point there, even if it's not a good point. And then he has said to me that let's continue it later, giving me the out that we're going to get after it later in the conversation. So that's a good way to do it too, which is to summarize and close. One of the things you'll see me do on the show here often is the hand signal, which is the bag on shoulder, step back. So body language, it does a really good job of that as well. Jimmy, I think we got Johnny back in the lab there. Let's get Johnny back up on stage here when he's ready. Johnny, we're talking how to end conversations. I've been throwing some things on the table here, and I think you've been listening in a little bit.
Yeah.
The hard stop, I use that one. The scheduled out.
These are people we really don't know, correct?
That's right. Yeah. And so my goal with this segment, John, was if somebody's tuning in, or I want to cut it up later, which is find ways to politely end a conversation with somebody.
Yep.
Because again, we're not taught these skills. And we talk about saving time and sucking time and saying no to things and time being a currency. The biggest way to suck your time is somebody just talking and not respecting your time. And next thing you know, you've lost a bunch of time to somebody who won't stop talking. This is a skill that's important, man.
Dude, it's so crazy because you can so clearly see the people in the world who have more time than money.
Mm-hmm.
Because they still will waste the shit out of their time.
Oh,
but then they just they hoard their dollars. And
they change their own oil.
Yeah. I mean, if it's someone I don't know, sometimes if I need to interrupt them to get out of there,
yeah,
I'll just interrupt and say, forgive me. I'm not trying to be rude, and then whatever reason I want to give them. Then when it comes down to it, I'll just be honest. Forgive me. I'm a busy guy. We really got to stay on point here.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I know. I've gotten better at that, which is keeping people on track. So here's what I found too. So people see me on the show. They see us on the show, and I love it. It's fun and entertainment. They think it's all fun and games, which it is. It absolutely is. But when I'm having a business conversation, the glasses are off, the hats are off, and I'm into a business chat, it's having to reframe somebody that, no, we're on a schedule. There's time here and it's important, right? So entertainer guy's not here right now. I'm here to have a conversation and move life forward with you right now. It's helping.
I think and it's crazy because people that know us,
yeah,
it's different. Like people that know me,
yes,
they understand that how would you put it? There's going to be less pleasantries,
yes,
in conversations with me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair because they know you. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then, people like like Ben, he's come into play. He now works for me full time, but he also works for one of my buddies part time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so he'll travel with him and they'll see like different friends that, that he's never met my friends that he's never met. And they find out that they'll find out that he's working for me. And they're like, oh, and then you understand how it works.
Another one in our 17 ways to end a conversation without burning a bridge is to use the call to action exit. So you might want to say to somebody, hey, Johnny, you know what? I'm pretty active right now. I got a pretty packed schedule. Let's pick this up tomorrow. I'll shoot you a text. And then often you might not shoot somebody a text, but it's a nice way to say to somebody, I gotta move into a different direction. So I can't get after it right now. Here's one that works, especially if you're in a room or even on camera, is the energy shift. Because when you get up and you start moving, you're subliminally signaling to somebody that you're antsy, that you're wanting to move, that you're not just, that you're like, because for example, if we're in a conversation and you got up, started moving, I'd be like, dude, what's up?
Yeah, not paying attention.
Yeah, right. So that's a subtle way is, and especially if you're on a video camera, right? You can get up and start moving attention around. It's a nice way to do it as well, which is shifting your energy and somebody just, their energy is shifting. They must be moving in a different direction right now. Introducing a third factor. I found this was interesting. Hey, have you met Dave? In other words, shifting gears in the conversation to get somebody thinking about somebody else. I have never used that one before.
That doesn't, to me, that's like, okay, all we're doing is we're trying to not eat.
Yeah.
But you're just taking a smaller bite.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly. That
to me is like, that's fucking silly.
Yes. Change locations, walk and talk until you reach the exit. So in the gym, again, I'm thinking about my experience when I go to Focus with AJ there. A good way to do that is you're talking with somebody in the gym, but as you're like, okay, I got to rock and roll. You start walking towards the exit. And as you're, and then subliminally the human recognizes that, oh, he's moving out of the environment right now. Our conversation must be ending. It's funny though how some people just can't take signals. They just keep following you. You're like, fuck, dude.
I so agree with that. I'm not going to leave. If I need to get out of a conversation, I'm not going to leave it up to chance that the motherfucker on the other side registers that I'm not paying attention.
Yes, I know. Well, some people just don't have social cues, man. It's fascinating to me how they're like, they just keep saddling along with you. I'm like, no, I got to go now. Oh, they're standing outside of your truck as you're starting the key, the fucking window's down. You're like, no, I got to go right now. They're still fucking standing there. The compliment closer. This is an interesting one, John. You've got the best stories. Let's save the rest for later. So, here's the role play. You and I are sitting back, we're having a conversation, and you're getting after. You're digging into story after story after. And guys like this. So do I. Especially old athletes who have fucking story after story, right? And I have a hockey dad that just will not stop telling his stories. And I've said to him a couple times, I'm like, Wayner, love your stories, man. Let's save this one for next time we're hanging out. Because the guy won't stop talking.
Well, the profile of that guy. Yeah, he is fucking bored to death with his current life.
Yes, what's funny? You say that. I know that guy. Like I know. Yes,
you're speaking of him.
Yes,
Wayner, if you're listening, babe,
it's Wayner, all right. It's absolute Wayner.
About how great you once were. Make yourself great today.
I love you, Wayne. I love Wayne. I love him a lot. He's a former, NHL star, NHL veteran. But I tell you, man, when I hang out with him, I still swear Wayne thinks it's 1984 because the stories are still being told like it's 1984.
When someone comes in and fucking starts doing that shit with me, it's like, God damn it. And sometimes I'll even be, I'll even kind of throw a little bit of a turd in their face with it. And I'll say, look, I wish that I had the time to hear how great you once were, but I'm a busy guy.
I wish I had the time to hear how great you once were.
Yeah. Got to put the once in there.
You once were. Yeah. Well, what's funny is
the crazy part is somebody will sometimes people take that like as a true rain check. Like, fuck me.
Like, oh, he wants to hear my story next time. Hey, John, can I text you next week and tell you my story? No, can't you get the fucking
high school football story?
Yeah. It's funny. I unswear. You know who that person is to me in the public eye these days? I brought him up on the show last week, and this is not offering an opinion on him as a wrestler, but but I feel like this individual, I'm going to drop his name in a quick second, is that person who once was. And you know what? Love him or hate him, Bret Hart. Because it's like every time I see Bret Hart in the news or in the media, all he wants to talk about is the screw job or this or that.
Some
It's
guys
like,
just have a hard time fucking letting go.
yeah. But it's some people, they just can't move on.
Yeah, and I think it's because you've got to take the juice that got you to the main stage and whatever it is you did athletically.
Yes.
You got to reapply that juice to something else.
Yes.
And then you want to talk about that.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
It's sad when guys don't register that they have what it takes. They just have to transfer it.
Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. Good morning, everybody. Hang out with Keith and John here. We're getting after 17 ways to end a conversation without burning bridges. John Petrocelli jumping in saying, I'm going to try some of these tips with some people I know who have to say goodbye literally 16 times before they let me go. Yeah.
I love those. Those are the best. When you're getting off the phone, okay, bye. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. Like,
yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
What did I say?
Yes.
It's just like, yeah, okay, talk to you later. Have a good one.
Or how about the walking goodbye? Right? Where you're trying to say goodbye to somebody and it's you walk from one spot to the next. So I know Petrocelli knows this one. Like they're in his classroom and they're saying goodbye, and then he's walking out to the next room and they're still there and they're still saying goodbye. It's like the nonstop goodbye. Have you not fucking left yet?
Dude, you almost got to play with this one. Like when someone's doing that whole bye thing, I'm just kind of nudging them along. I know what they're doing, so I'm just okay, yeah. Oh, because every time they say something, they're waiting for you not to say something.
Oh my God,
they have to have that goodbye with a pause.
Yeah, the goodbye with the pause. Yes,
yeah.
That's
they're waiting for nothing. Okay, that's the hang up. So if you keep making a sound, they just keep fucking dumbling along.
Oh my God. The exit countdown. Here's one. No, I'm sorry, backing it up. The tag team. So I've done this before when I've been with a group of people and somebody just been talking. And I'd say to somebody, hey, you know what, Johnny? I got to rock and roll. Why don't you talk to AJ? I got to go. And they just, what the fuck, man? Next thing you know, you've kind of steered the conversation from you to that person and you exit the situation. I've done that before, especially in the gym where there's been a chat happening and I'm like, I got to get out of this. So I'm just going to hand you off so you can keep telling your story and you just exit. They just fucking run out of the room.
As we talk about all this, I think if somebody understands, like if someone just is a telephone and somebody has no clue who you are, but if someone has a little bit of a clue who you are, I think it's somewhat expected.
What's that?
Well, it's like if someone understands that you're this, you're that, you've done all this stuff. It's they just expect that you're doing a lot.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's like because you're clearly doing things that the average people are not, which means you're investing more time, and a smart person will get that.
Yeah. Interesting. I got some notes here from Melissa. She dropped here. Melissa, I didn't see them. Sorry there, kiddo. You dropped this over here. She says, because when we use because is also an interesting word to use because social studies, John, have shown that whatever follows because becomes less relevant to you, but people still comply when you use it. As in, I don't mean to be rude, but can we pick this up later because I got to go and blow my nose right now. And you really don't register that. You just there's just compliance with it, right? So because is an interesting word in that whole situation.
Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking about how do I use that? Of course I might. I just am not coming to mind. I think what always comes to my mind is when I'm trying to exit, I'm going to apologize. And I'm not really sorry. It's just a way of trying to not ruffle feathers.
Well, that's just it, right? And that the whole point of this conversation is to do this without ruffling feathers with somebody, because some people, could, right? So the funny thing is, though, is that if you use because with a ridiculous excuse, the person who's talking to you They're just tuning you out because they just want to talk, right? They're just
and the thing about it is
you don't even care what the because is.
You have to fucking go. You don't owe them a goddamn explanation.
That part, though, I find fascinating because I feel like we as humans, we feel like we do, though. It's like I feel like I need to. It's interesting because
humans,
what's that?
Some humans.
Yes, 100%. I will admit there was time in my life where I was one of those humans where I felt like I needed to let you down nicely. That you're like, okay, I don't want to let John down. He wants to talk to me. I don't want to let him. So I've learned to protect time, and I've learned to have matured as an individual. Where no, but I can see that one, which is I've been there, which is I want to let you down nicely. I guess I can't leave it as simple as that, right? So. All right, listen, let's do this. Good morning, everybody. You got here with Keith John on Mornings Live with Keith John and friends here. We're talking 17 ways to end a conversation without burning bridges. I'm going to do this. I'm going to reset hour 2. We're going to do a quick little reset of hour 2, John. Then we're going to come back and we're going to continue our conversation on 17 ways to end a conversation and throw top 5 men's health hacks on the table to create some content and conversations so we can do this up later. So, Jimmy, let's give John a quick little 30-second, 1-minute break. Let's do a reset on hour 2. Coming up, Jim, right now on Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends.
It's that time of the morning again, nation.
Let's rock and roll with Johnny's lifestyle tip.
All right, this is a good one. Check this out. This is kind of bouncing off our conversation that we were just having. You see, you don't owe anyone an explanation. If you want to do something, especially if you're doing something constructive, don't apologize or explain yourself for kicking ass. It's weird how somehow our society has changed to where working hard and eating right and doing, taking care of yourself, working on your longevity, working on bettering your life so you can better everyone's life around you has somehow become something that needs an explanation. Like, why are you doing this? It's because there's too many people laying on the couch. We should be asking, why are you doing this? Just remember, when you are moving forward, you don't owe someone an explanation. If they're asking you why you're doing what you're doing, they're probably not going to be a part of your future life if you continue to self-improve. Because people that are taking care of themselves, people that are moving ahead, people that are doing the things that you're trying to emulate, they surround themselves with people that don't ask why they're taking care of themselves. They know this is what needs to be done. So if you're in a position where you feel like you're forced to give an explanation why you're doing constructive things in your life, it's kind of twofold. Number one, it's a great barometer to see who you're surrounded with. Number two, it helps you understand that you don't need to waste your time explaining yourself to anybody if you're moving forward. So when you find yourself explaining to somebody that you're doing something constructive and positive, think about what's going on around you. Rock and roll.
We're headed into hour 2, nation.
Time to stretch those legs if you've been sitting listening to the show.
Which makes us curious, what do you guys do while listening to the show?
Yeah, are you tuning in from home, work, on the road? Let us know in the comments. All right, let's get after it.
All right, hour 2 starts now.
Welcome back to Mornings Alive with Keith, John, and friends. If you're just joining us, hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment, and tell all your friends about the greatest morning show getting after it every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Hey, guys, hour 1. We covered a bunch here today. We broke down the world's noise. Yeah, the world's noise. Digital passports coming to iPhones, why booze is on the decline, and now ice cream is cleaning up its act. Yes, true story. Then we shifted gears into our own performance. We're going to get into it in a few minutes here, guys. The five men's health hacks to guarantee results before 8 a.m. We are in the middle of our conversation, 17 ways to end a conversation without burning bridges. Tools every man needs in his pocket, whether it's in the office, the gym, or your own living room. Hour 2, guys, we're going to continue that conversation, and we're going to kick off here with the 5-minute system reset I use on the hardest days. Then we're going to continue with some real raw talk because let's be honest, guys, there are mornings where the weights feel heavy, the inbox feels impossible, and the world feels like it's leaning against you. And guess what? I'll show you the reset that flips that pressure into power, just like it happened to me this morning. Reloaded, we're going to talk about Bill Maida's surprisingly simple secret, how he went from rice and steak to ice cream and still built lifelong fitness. You're going to love it. And then, guys, we're getting to the community corner at the bottom of the hour, celebrating the creators who are showing up daily on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack. So if hour 1 was about stacking your health, hour 2 is about resetting your mindset and reclaiming control. Nation, let's get into it.
What if the most powerful version of you wasn't built in the gym, but in the first 20 minutes of your day? We're all fighting the same battle: brain fog, low energy, and the feeling of starting the day already a step behind. But what if the solution wasn't another productivity app or a stronger cup of coffee? What if it was coded into our own biology, waiting to be unlocked? We're about to show you how to flip the switches that control your energy and focus using tools you already have. It's time to stop chasing the day and start owning it.
Just pressing buttons here live on the morning show. Good morning, everybody. What is shaking? Hey, we're going to get into the conversation right now, guys, about the 5-minute system reset. Yes, that I use on the hardest days. Jimmy, I think is that the one we're getting into right now, John? I think that's what we're getting into right now, Jimmy. Yeah, that's the one. Yes, it is. Thank you. Just all good. All good, Jim, all good. All right, guys. So today was a good day where, yeah, Jim, which one did you play there, Jimmy? We're doing the 5-minute system reset, aren't we? Regardless, we're going to get after it right now. So this morning I had to do that, which was that system reset because shit went sideways on me. And John, when shit goes sideways on you like it did a couple days ago, what's your go-to cue so that you don't spiral out of effect and start acting? So take me 2 days ago.
You mean acting poorly? You mean what?
So when shit starts going sideways,
Yeah.
sometimes we start to spiral in our heads or physically or mentally or emotionally. We've all done it. What do you do to stop spiraling and start acting? Is it an awareness? Is it emotion? Is it a moment? What do you do to say, holy fuck, I got to catch myself and just get myself back into action?
Literally, that was my tip yesterday.
Yeah. Yes.
Literally, and good we get a chance to break that down.
Yeah.
Because when something happens that's not favorable, you have to immediately flip the script. Okay. What am I going to learn from this? How can I get better from this? Maybe you don't understand why it happened, but that's not your job. When looking back in 5 years, you'll be able to connect the dots because that was a catalyst for something else. You just don't know right now. So as this shit was happening, I was like, okay, like per example, the water. We ran, the water system. I know what mistakes not to make in the future, and I'm going to basically make sure this never happens again.
Yeah.
And what it's going to do is it's going to relieve me of a responsibility, which I wouldn't have created the solution for had this not happened. So yes, this took a few hours of my time, but over the next 20 years, it will free up, I don't know how many, but times 10 of my time.
Yeah. So, but here's something I'm curious about for you, and I'm actually getting tactical with you. I have had to teach myself when I'm going through a shitstorm to slow down. because my first reaction when I was younger is I'd go faster. I'd try to do something faster. I just would try to go faster, physically, mentally, emotionally, try to go faster. And fuck, John, how many years I would go faster and I'd fall down. Now, when shit goes sideways, I intentionally tell myself in my head, okay, Keith, slow down.
Because very difficult to problem solve when you speed up.
Yeah, yes, and I've had to learn that as a leader to slow down and I actually say it out loud. True story, brother. I'll say, okay, Keith, slow down because you'll go faster. Like there was a moment, I don't know, a few months ago, I was in my mechanical room, internet or something was going on, and I was getting frustrated. I knew myself. I was getting frustrated. I was getting flustered. Words were coming out. I can see my blood pressure was going up. I literally said out loud to myself, I remember like it was yesterday, Keith, slow down. You'll go faster.
What? And so true, brother. So true. And kind of the next generation that for me was, is I basically, the slowing down is nothing more than a positive byproduct of me trying to problem solve.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Like when I immediately think, okay, fuck, look what just happened. You know, what can I learn from this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that right there, I'm going to pause.
Like your water system, right? Because you said to yourself, and I remember you said yesterday, this was my responsibility. You took ownership of it. And that's something that there's a learning right there. When something happens, often one might not want to take responsibility of it, and then nothing changes. So in your situation, water situation happened. You're like, fuck, I thought I did this. And you recognize that the girls were out, they were using it. And you're like, okay, well, if that happens again, I need to anticipate that so this doesn't happen in the future.
Yep.
Owning the responsibility and slowing down to own the responsibility of that.
Yeah. I mean, and that little thing's going to be cool because I've already got it set up to where I'll never have to fuck with the water again.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do you, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm still curious. Do you recover better with movement, breath, or writing? Or is there a fourth, which is just slowing down altogether?
Do I do what? Do I problem solve best with this?
Yeah. Like, do you recover? So you are somebody who gets it by moving. I get up, get moving to create action. But sometimes when we're solving a problem, stepping back or pausing is the best step. So I'm curious with you, like do you recover by starting to move, or do you recover by actually pausing and making everything still? Like, how do you?
Well, I definitely, there's going to be a little bit of a pause, a little bit of slow down because I want to figure out, you know, I'm figuring out what I need to do next. As soon as I figure out what I need to do next, then bam, action is taken.
Yes. Okay. Well, it's funny.
If I can't solve that problem pretty fucking quick, it's not long. If I can't figure shit out quickly, I'm immediately calling in someone that will solve the problem.
That will solve the problem for you. Yes.
Immediately.
Yes. Well, it's interesting because
with that pump, I fucked with it for 5 minutes. It wasn't like I was sitting there. Oh, well, maybe if I try this, maybe I'll try that. A couple of simple fucking options. If I got lucky, perfect. No, it didn't work. Literally, I was calling the fucking plumber. Yeah.
So I'm the same. It's funny because I think I've learned that through life that there's a couple of things that are not going to work. It's back to time, protecting time. Okay, I can't solve this. I'm going to go and make a call to get somebody in. Because
funny enough, now I think back, actually on this one, I knew it was such a long shot. Called the plumber, scheduled him come the next morning, asked him, hey, if this is going to restart, was this a good option? He said, yeah, if it's going to start. Yeah. So he even gave me the things that the buttons I should push. And I said, if I get it running, I'll call you not to come tomorrow. But, you know, either way, so it's even there, you know, even when I'm taking a long shot, I'm trying to make sure that it's not a waste of my time.
This is fascinating, man. I'm loving this. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. What derails you more, decision overwhelm or emotional residue? So for example, the fucking clutch went, was it figuring it out or was it just dealing with it that it happened? I'll give you my response too.
Well, I think where I get myself the most shit is if it's something that I could have kept from happening.
Oh, well, you could have prevented it, and you're like,
it's out of my control. It's like I'm not gonna fucking cry because it's raining.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's funny because I've learned to overcome the decision overwhelm. That to me, I don't really have a problem with. I've had to learn how to overcome the emotional residue of something. I'm like, and for a while there, I would beat myself up. And I've learned,
everybody did for a while.
yeah. And I've learned, like you, maybe from spending time on the show or just through wisdom of talking to people, but I've learned to put my energy into places that I can control.
Yes.
And if I can't control it, I've learned to move the energy away from that because it doesn't serve me any purpose. That took it.
Stoicism 101, baby.
What's that?
Stoicism 101.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I've had to learn that was not a 30-year-old Keith, man, or even a 40-year-old Keith. That was probably 45, 46, last 10 years.
I would agree with that, dude. At 30, maybe at 30, I started to catch a little bit of a better of a, you know, when it was, honestly, when I started competing internationally, right?
Yeah.
I was so consumed with what I was doing. These other things, I was like, I don't have the energy, the bandwidth to fucking get upset about this.
Yes.
It just became so unimportant.
Yes.
You know, could I have saved it? It doesn't fucking matter. Bottom line, I just need this fixed.
Yes. That's where it's funny, Anderson, because I didn't know about, I'll be fucking vulnerable and naked. I didn't know about stoicism until I really started meeting you and spending time on this show and learning and reading. I didn't really, I knew of it, but didn't know of it or didn't know about it. Right. But I love the principles of it because I'd say
unbelievable.
It is. It's the idea of tactical empathy, right? Just, one of the main principles of it, just the idea of being empathetic, but still needing to get results. I know you're feeling it. I know you're emotionally stuck right now. And I'm feeling you. However, we still have to get the work done.
Yeah.
Right? And that last part is hard for many folks, which is I still have to get the work part done. Hey, here's something for you too. Again, take you back to yesterday, to collections, or 2 days ago, and shit was going sideways for you. What's the first tell for you that you're off? Your brain, your body, or your behavior?
It's gonna be my brain.
Oh yeah, does it get after you?
Well, because it's like there's certain mental places where I'm good, right?
Oh yeah.
Other mental places where I'm like, fuck, man, I'm struggling to keep the fucking troops in order here.
Oh yes.
And when I'm struggling there, then that's just because there's. I mean, granted, I guess when it comes down to it, I mean, that's the majority of us.
Yes.
What goes on in our head. And so I look to that often, like that tells me where I am. Like this morning, perfect example, got up feeling much better, slept to my alarm, which, obviously was going to be, I pretty much knew that was going to happen, trying to catch up.
Yes.
I woke up and I was, first thing I'm kind of feeling is, my mental state, because if I'm still not recovered, my shit is going to be like the troops are fucking loud.
Yes.
If I'm rested, they're in order, they're sharp. Okay, what are we attacking today?
Yes. I'll tell you something I've learned is as we're having this conversation around like the system reset and how we learn things going through life. Like we said that, in my 30s, I wasn't acting a certain way, or in my 40s, and I've learned to act ways in my 50s. It's funny. There's times that I'm hanging out with my lovely bride and I can see something that's maybe tweaking her, and I will put myself in her shoes at her age, because Lauren's a few years younger than I am, and I would recognize that I would be acting the same way. And then I would say to myself, I can see in time, Lauren's not going to act that way in time, because it's going to become less important to her. Because I swear it's like an age thing that we go through in life, where something that was driving us nuts in our 30s or 40s, as we get older, it becomes less important for us to kind of wrap our head around. You know exactly what I'm talking about, because you have younger friends in your life that come to you and they're like, "Da, da, da, da," and you're like, oh yeah, you nod and you smile and you listen, you take it in, but deep down that you just wait a few years, mister, because I know how you're really going to respond. You know what I'm trying to say there?
Yeah. Kind of where my mind went with this thing, what you're saying is like, when I see people that are older, right?
Mm-hmm.
60s, 70s, you know, and they are so fucking reactive. I'm
Yes.
like, God damn it, you just never fucking developed, did you?
It's interesting to hear you say that, because my dad, as I grew up with my dad was a very emotional, reactive dad, militant,
Fucking crazy how this shit happens, man.
right? Reactive, militant, was not afraid to pull out the hand or the SWAT or the belt. So I grew up in that world. No, same world, right? I grew up in that world, that era. But I got to tell you, man, I witnessed it as a teenager growing up. When my dad hit the 40s and 50s and 60s. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Because over time, he became this stoic kind of non-reactive, more responsive, water falling off the back thing. And I was like, where was that dad when I was growing up? Right. But I recognizing that he had to age and had to grow up and mature to move out of that. You know what I'm trying to say?
And some people never do it.
I know. So now,
my fucking blood dad, holy Christ, I wouldn't even get in the car with him.
Oh,
This motherfucker was so reactive to people around him. And I was like, holy shit, dude. I just, the fucking energy pouring off you is fucking giving me a stomach ache.
Yes.
And he had no idea. And, you know, I'm trying to get there. There's always a reason why he's reacting. And
always a reason.
Made perfect fucking sense. And listen, more power to you. I just need to not be around it.
Well, and I love those people, because we've both been around enough of them when nothing is their fault. Everything is somebody else's fault, and their whole reason for going through life is reacting to everybody else's shit.
It's crazy. So crazy. You know, on that level, I had two dads.
Yes, I know you did. Yeah.
Dad who raised me, I never one fucking time saw him react. Ever.
It's unbelievable to me.
Ever. My blood dad, he was a reacting machine. He was like a nuclear reactor, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, so I've worked really hard with my 3 kids. My first 2 saw me react. It was younger dad. My third one, rookie, I've worked really hard for her not to see me react, or for me not to react in ways that I would have reacted with Piper and Carter. Now, granted, I'm not blood dad, but I'm bonus dad, and I'm part of her life. But I've really taken cues from Lauren. I've taken cues from society. I've taken cues from my own learning, and I've taken cues from my own parenting with my previous 2, with how to respond instead of react with this situation.
You know, it's so true, brother. I mean, I've actually gone. The middle daughter took it the worst.
Oh yeah,
she's much more like me, right? And I got good at responding, but in the beginning, I've actually on probably 3 different occasions sat her down and apologized for reacting in a certain situation. And I'll say, look, kiddo, do you remember this? This is where we were. This is what we're doing. And funny enough, she doesn't even remember most of the things I'm apologizing for. Not to say that they weren't big situations. It's because her blood mom, because, you know, we're a mixed family. Her blood mom is a reacting queen. And so lucky for me, my reactions were like very low on the Richter scale.
That's yeah. Well, because you were the balance for that.
But the thing about it was like healed my soul to go back and say, you know, this situation, I should have handled that differently. I should not have reacted. I should have done it this way. So I'm sorry.
Yes. Well, and granted, I will confess, you know, Brookie has been around some of my reactions during, you know, adult conversations or adult disagreements where I have been regretful with maybe some things with words that I have chosen or ways that I've spoken. But I don't want to say because I cancel it out. It's life, and I will find the time to speak after with her about those reactions, but really just focusing on responding instead of reacting.
What you just said is so powerful, because you went back and retracted your butt, because the butt left in there is letting go of the accountability.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I 100%. I never want to absolve accountability. I recognize when I'm
that little fucking word sneaks in there. And
it's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible, isn't it? Like those 3 letters, how it's incredible how those 3 letters can change the whole context of a conversation with somebody, and somebody doesn't even realize it.
Dude, and the funny thing is, earlier we were talking about the word because.
I was just the same one.
Like a supercharged version of that.
But because, so it's funny, there's 3 words that, I know you're going to say before I do. I can't fucking believe our 90 minutes is up here because we've had such a great chat here again today. But you think about the words that you and I are falling in love with as our vocabulary here, right? So words like interest, words like but, because, hate, like these words that have so much meaning and so much power. And if we can continue to rephrase them for humans, right? There's power in that, right? And again, I love that you called out but, because we often communicate as humans. We talk, and then we slide but in there. And then the person listening, it registers, doesn't really pay attention.
It's like what you say after that doesn't have the same meaning.
It erases it all. It erases it all. So, brother, what are you doing today, man? When you get out of here, you got to lift your nose day off today, Tiff, for you.
No, yesterday, I remember I didn't.
Oh, yeah. What do you got today?
I probably could have taken another day off, but I need to move for sure.
Yes.
So I'm going to train, not terribly hard. But I'm going to keep it short, I should say. Then we're going to play pickleball.
Nice.
Then I've got a nap, and then the afternoon is fucking full, dude. Holy shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I might have to go lift something heavy today because my wife's been lifting heavy and she's inspiring me. I just and it's true. I see her lift heavy, and it's like it makes me feel like I got to go lift heavy. You know what the feeling's like? You see somebody, and it's like there's that. Well, fuck, if you're doing it, it's inspiring. I don't think there's a better word except inspiration. It's like when I see Carter down here, I'm like, okay, well, if Carter's getting after it, there's no reason for me to be lazy today. I got to get after it too. I love how that works.
It's contagious.
Yes. Melissa put it out here, but recharges attention, actually. Interesting. But recharges attention. Because it recharges it and redirects it.
Yeah, I would say I don't know that I like that kind of a recharge.
It's a negative recharge.
Yeah, like charge to me sounds positive.
That's fair. That's a fair comment. Yeah, that's an absolutely fair comment.
It's it's powerful, but I don't know that charge would be the word that I would select. It's a redirector, like I don't know. That's an interesting. We could have a whole conversation about that.
So it's interesting. So Melissa came back. People focus more after, but yeah, it's interesting because when you say but, somebody's ears perk up.
I don't do this. If somebody says but to me, I'm like, oh fuck, here we go.
Yeah.
I hear a but. And then I'm okay. My apologies. I'm a busy dude. I gotta go.
But
yeah, you know what, dude? Hey, love to hear the rest of your fucking quarterbacking story when you were a junior in high school. I'm a busy dude. Then I'll come back. But I gotta go.
I love one butt, and it's got 2 T's on the end of it, and it's attached to my lovely wife. There you go. That's my butt. That's the one butt that I love. It's called Lauren's butt, and it ends with the 2 T's, and she's working hard these days. So, and I don't hide it. And anybody paying attention to me on my show knows how much I love the word but not attached to any sentence that absolves accountability or responsibility, Anderson.
We're wordsmithing it out this morning.
I love it. Words matter, dude. You know what? I'll tell you something right now. I don't know if words have mattered more than they have since we have this new administration in the world. And what I mean by that is because we're all hanging on those words, and sometimes they don't mean anything. That's what I find fascinating about it, because, he'll say something on one day, and then it changes completely the next day. Yet words do matter, and words can create conflict. Words can end conflict. And I don't know if words have ever been more powerful, John Anderson, in 2025, when everything we say, whether it's, John say a red word. Oh, is that a blue word? Oh, is that word going to offend me? You know what I mean? I find it quite fascinating where, we as humans are with AI, and we talked last week how AI is changing on how we speak. So I think words have never been more important, John Anderson.
And they're definitely taking a different shape. It wasn't that long ago we were taught sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Not anymore.
Oh,
We get in fucking trouble. The sticks and the stones are in the fucking letters now.
well, listen to that. So apparently we live in a world right now that we can have free speech unless the person who you're speaking free about doesn't like what you're saying, and then they can tell you not to speak it. It's just bizarre to me, right? The whole thing is absolutely bizarre to me. So anyways, brother, I thoroughly enjoyed the chat. I'm going to walk you out. I want to be respectful of your time. Here's the polite way of ending our conversation. You got to go. I'm going to hold you accountable to your time.
That's right. I'll tell you the rest of my high school stories tomorrow.
Ways to end the conversation with respect. Oh, but John, I want to hear the story tomorrow. Oh, there's the but. All right, pal, you get after. I'll see you in less than 22, okay?
Have a good loop, my brother.
You too. All right, Johnny. Johnny's going to get out of here, guys. John Anderson, the big dog himself, who joins me every single day right here on Mornings Alive with Keith, John, and Friends. What a good conversation with us this morning. Getting into ways to end conversations. I see you, Richie. Legacies podcast. Always have you, Keith. We are getting older. Oh, yes, we absolutely are. And I'm not minding it. Although, I will be honest, I was feeling it on the weekend after I came back from my spending the weekend with Carter and realizing that, yeah, the world's just moving on. And us old dogs are still trying to continue to get after it. All right. So, Jim, I think that I want to do a quick little reset on my notes here to see what we did and did not get into here today. I think I might want to get to the Bill Maida thing. We did talk a little bit of ice cream here this morning. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Be honest, nation. Not that I'm never. So it's funny because when somebody says, I'm going to be honest. Oh, does that mean you're never honest with me? It's like a figure of speech. Yeah. So, but I'm going to be honest with you instead of lying to you. No, I'll just lie to you. I read this and I know everything about Bill Maida. No, actually I don't. But I did find a fascinating conversation to throw on the table about Bill Maida. From ice and steak to ice cream, Bill Maida shows how simple, consistent choices can keep you fit for life. Let's break it down. The system behind the results.
What if the path to lifelong fitness wasn't about restriction, but about freedom? What if the endless cycle of punishing diets and meticulous calorie counting was a lie? For years, you've been told that achieving peak physical condition requires sacrificing the foods you love. That discipline means deprivation, but from a deeper understanding of our own hunger and satisfaction signals. Imagine a life where you could build a world-class physique while still enjoying rice, steak, and even ice cream. A life where your diet is a source of pleasure, not punishment. It's time to unlearn the lies. It's time to discover the simple secret to lifelong fitness.
Oops, missed my button. Missed my button for the music. Guys, gonna spend a couple minutes here talking about Bill Maida's steak to ice cream choices, how you can keep you fit for life, breaking down his system behind the results. But first of all, I want to highlight why it matters. Frank reality. Lifelong fitness isn't built on hacks. Nope. It's actually finding something that works for you. We talk about it on the show all of the time. I'm not going to spend much time right now getting into leave the ultra-processed foods aside, do this, do that. I want to simply leaning into simple meals, repeatable training, smart recovery, clear rules that remove decision fatigue and make discipline faster. So some of you might be struggling with removing some of this crap out of your diet, like ice cream or sugars or sweets or so forth. And while we certainly want to remove those ultra-processed foods from our diet, sometimes repeatable meals like rice and steak help us reduce decisions, stabilize protein intake, and make tracking effortless. Yeah, I'm talking about counting macros. When you sit back and you plan an indulgence, a small treat, you might find yourself improving some adherence to reducing some rebound binges. In other words, maybe, just maybe, adding some of this food to your diet, to how you eat, might help you achieve your longer goal. Right? So, when you think about discipline, discipline is easier when life is simple. It's this idea of finding out things that work for us. So building defaults, protecting sleep, and letting those treats keep you human, because simple scales. Let me share my own experience. So do I eat ultra processed foods? A little bit. Yeah, it's certainly part of my world every now and then. And I don't mind my ice cream every now and then as well. I think for me, though, it was finding what worked for me. And I always talk about this prop on the show. I used to be the guy that counted macros, but I don't anymore. I have awareness with them. But what I found works for me was a system that was simple, that was repeatable, and it was scalable. And, Bill Maida talks about being able to eat anything by simply counting macros. All right. Well, that segment wasn't as good as I had wanted it to be. True story. Yeah. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to my conversation with 17 ways to end a conversation about burning bridges. We got to most of them, but I do have a few I wanted to wrap up here with you guys just to throw on the table since I don't have my conversation partner with me right now, but I do want to wrap them up because we did talk about 17 different ways. We got to think about 10 of them. So let's get through the last few. So the exit countdown. When you're talking with somebody, you might want to offer them, I'm giving you 30 seconds because we got to wrap this up. You can use humor with somebody when you're asking them and encouraging them to wrap the conversation, bud. Right? You also could say to somebody, hey, man, this convo is my new snooze button. I got to go. I got to get moving. Right? Using humor as part of your way to exit a conversation is a great way to say goodbye to somebody. The productivity excuse. If I don't go now, my coach is going to fire my ass. So don't be afraid to offer fun with somebody as you're trying to exit a conversation. The power down bit, pretend you're a robot just shutting off. And here's the thing. Here's my experience. If somebody knows they're an over talker, call them on it. Have some fun with it. Right? Make them feel part of the fun. Help them create. I've done it before. I'll use the joke around tennis. Hey, we're here to have a tennis match. And I got to go. The rally is up. And guys, last one. The silent pause. When somebody says something, just let it hang. Like this. All right. I got to head out of here, guys. Oh, the conversation's over? Yeah, the conversation's over. Right? So using the silent pause might be one of the best ways to end a conversation. So here's my takeaway for you guys. Pick 3 exit moves that fit your style. Practice them until they feel natural. Pair your words with a physical cue. And I'm serious, guys. Practice this. If your time's important to you, if time is currency to you, don't waste it through meaningless conversations that don't go anywhere, especially if it has to do with the weather. All right, Jimmy, let's get to the community corner, brother. I'm going to put Read the Room, The Art of Conversation Control. We're going to put that over to a future show, and we're going to move on over to the community corner this morning on Mornings in the Lab. Jimmy.
Community Corner is where we shift the focus to awesome creators getting after it on YouTube, Substack, and LinkedIn.
And we're celebrating a guy named Sean and another one named Tom.
Hey, you guys can join the show that's live right now or in the Mornings in the Lab community. to join the show. 431-300-3005. Phone, text, or leave a voicemail. Comes to hi in the comments on the channel. We are active always in the vertical side. And to those of you guys that are not watching the show live right now, why not? Yeah, get up, get after 8 o'clock Eastern time. We are here live on Mornings in the Lab every single Monday to Friday, helping you guys get up, achieve big audacious goals, and offering you tips and insight and information to help you get on with your day. All right, so we are now going to get into the Community Corner segment, guys, where we celebrate and we connect LinkedIn, Substack on Mornings in the Lab. And where we're going to start today, we are going to get into why obscurity might be the best time to start, how philosophy offers blueprints for meaning, and a Disney leader, who found purpose in a stranger's bag of birdseed. It's about content, it's about perspective, and the little choices that add up to a bigger life. And Jimmy, Melissa, let's start it right now in YouTube. All right. Why you should start on YouTube when nobody's watching? Well, think about this, you guys. Judd Albring says the worst excuse for not starting a YouTube channel is nobody's watching. Here's the reality. That is the gift. The early quiet stage, ask Matt Roof. Dude, first day nobody showed up. Now people show up every single day for him. But it was a gift to practice, to screw up, and actually find your voice. So when you're sitting back there going, oh, it's live. Oh, I'm going to be on YouTube. Or, oh, I'm making a video. Guess what? Nobody might see it on day one. But that's kind of the point. Because then along the way, as you make the second one, the third one, the fourth one, ask Roofy, 100 later, you're building real skills. You're building real editing expertise, real marketing skills, real storytelling that transfer everywhere. Plus, YouTube ranks on Google. So your ideas become searchable assets that keep working while you sleep. Oh no, hey, maybe just get up every single morning and start a morning show, and you get your whole day after you. Because this is not just about YouTube. It's a call to action to forget waiting for the right moment. How many of you are waiting for the right moment? I'll start tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start one day. If you start one day, 100 days later, well, you've just missed 100 opportunities to get better. Because the right moment to start almost anything is when you've got zero eyes on you. Think about it. So here's the question. I got the question for you guys. What is stopping you from starting in obscurity today? What's stopping you? Nothing. Get up, get after it, get that first rep in. That first rep moves to 2. That second rep moves to 3. All right, let's move to Substack. Forging purpose in a post-meaning world. Human philosophy writes that purpose isn't some treasure you stumble onto. It's found in how you live daily. This post pulls from Camus Marcus. Yeah. I'm not even going to try to read these words. 5 ancient traditions, 1 lesson. Stop hunting for a singular destiny and start practicing remaining clarity. Maybe it's Stoic discipline, Buddhist clarity, or Taoist flow, or devotion through. I'm not even going to go here. Let's move on to LinkedIn here, guys. Let's move it over to LinkedIn here. All right. So, Rachel Hunter, EVP at Disney Studios, went hiking in Griffin Park. She went early because she doesn't like crowds. Then she noticed a hiker scattering birdseed. When she asked why, he said it's so strangers could enjoy the sight of birds when they come along later. Wow, that simple act, it flipped her perspective. She calls it birdseed leadership, small choices that make experiences better for others, even if nobody knows your name. At work, it's easy to see friction, but harder to notice the quiet helpers who smooth the path. Her invitation this week, thank one person who's laying the birdseed in your world. Guys, There's our community corner this morning on Mornings in the Lab. If you want your content featured, tag us in your next YouTube, Substack, or LinkedIn post. Team, what does it take to turn pain into power and power into compassion? Some leaders avoid hard conversations. Others dive straight into them, bringing healing where there was division and strength where there was silence. Imagine someone who not only teaches leaders to bridge divides, but has spent decades inside boardrooms, classrooms, and retreats doing exactly that. Author, TEDx speaker, executive coach, founder of the Warrior Compassion Institute, Mornings in the Lab is proud to celebrate Sean Harvey, a man proving that healing men can heal systems. Follow his journey and witness the future of compassionate leadership. I think we have some work we can do with our creator spotlight and our community corner. I think we got some work to do, team, on this segment of the show. No, Jimmy, I just was saying, no, Jim, there's no cut there. My comment was just that I think we got some work we can do on our community corner segment and our creator spotlight segment. I think we got some work we can do and that's the thing, guys. What I love is that life is about improving, right? It's always about trying to make things better, nonstop. When you're standing still, you're going backwards. That's a true story. When you're standing still, you're actually going backwards. And I feel like right now we're kind of standing still. Yep, true story. All right, so here's a man who doesn't just talk about compassion. This guy embodies it. Sean Harvey has spent his life stepping into the toughest spaces, from police departments to boardrooms to military bases, and asking men to do something harder than fighting, to heal. He's not preaching or performing. He's simply inviting men into deeper wholeness to remind us that compassion isn't weakness, but leadership at its strongest. And Sean, here's how it works, brother. Love to have you on the show. Would love to have you on Mornings Lab with Keith and friends so we can celebrate you and celebrate somebody in your orbit on an upcoming episode of Mornings in a Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We haven't had many folks lately in the community corner who we've celebrated who've showed up, actually. I think we got some work to do there. All right. Let's get to the next one here, Jimmy. Ever feel like the internet is screaming at you to post everywhere all the time just to keep up? What if instead of hustling yourself into burnout, you could grow with patience, intention, and a strategy that actually works? This creator has done exactly that, building 750,000 plus followers online, crafting viral notes with 10,000 plus likes, and helping everyday writers grow newsletters by thousands of subscribers. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Tom Kugler, the mind behind the writing long game. If you want to write better, grow smarter, and actually enjoy the process, follow Tom and see how the long game pays off. Yo, Tom is all about substance over shortcuts. He knows what it feels like to chase numbers, and he knows it doesn't